I'm a 17-year-old professional voiceover artist, and YouTuber with an audio setup and workflow that you can replicate really easily. Here are my secrets to leveling up your voiceovers to boost your video's retention and fill up your bank account. First, you'll need to purchase some equipment, or not, depending on your circumstances. It's not a good move to throw away thousands of dollars on a super crazy XLR setup and soundproofing your room and all of that, because when you start to go up from about $200, audio quality improvements are exponentially less noticeable. For example, the difference between a $1,000 mic and a $10,000 mic is way less than a $50 mic versus a $150. As for the stuff you're actually going to buy, if you have anything less than about $100 to spend on a mic, then I wouldn't even bother, to be honest. Your phone will work just fine. If you do though, trust me, it's one of the best investments that you can make into your channel, as good audio can turn an okay video into a great video, and likewise, bad audio can turn a great video into a bad video. For $100, I'd recommend the Rode NT USB Mini. I've recommended it to a lot of creators before, so here's an example of sound quality with basically zero audio editing.
Yo, Nate recommended me this mic a while ago. I've used it in like all of my videos, and I've found it pretty easy to use and surprisingly great value for under $100.
On the pricier side, I personally own the Blue Yeti X, which is different than the regular Blue Yeti mic. This mic is a little pricier at about $170 USD. If you have the money, then absolutely buy this one over the NT USB Mini, as this is the mic I use in all of my videos and just has sound quality that I can't really compare anything cheaper to. My favorite feature with this mic is its flexibility to change different settings as you record, so you don't have to do as much editing in post. If you're interested in buying either of these, I'll have affiliate links to the products in my description that allow me to take a cut of every purchase used through them, so if you want to support me, then please use them. Just remember that having a good microphone is like 80% of the battle, so spending $200 on one is a lot better of an investment than it may seem. As I've said previously, nothing is a bigger turnoff for a viewer than bad audio. Once you've got a microphone to work with, you're going to want to change some settings on it if it allows you to. The Blue Yeti X comes with support for a software called Logitech G Hub, which is honestly one of the worst applications I've ever used, but it gets the job done. It's just so buggy. If you want the exact settings that I have for my microphone, then sign up for my email list in the description and I'll send you stuff every month, but more on that later. If not, pay attention to your microphone's equalizer and boost the shit out of the compressor. Also, keep your gain low enough to eliminate background noise like your computer fans, but make sure it's not too low that your voice sounds nasally. If you're using G Hub, you can also test out your audio settings as you go within the app and tweak them as you like. Here's what my mic sounds like before changing these settings.
What's up, guys? Today I'll be prank calling my mom's work to see if I can get her fired in only 24 hours.
And here's what it sounds like after changing these settings.
What's up, guys? Today I'll be prank calling my mom's work to see if I can get her fired in only 24 hours.
Next, it's time for more gear. This gear isn't as important as investing in a good microphone, but is still helpful when you want to record super clean audio. I personally have a boom arm, shock mount, and pop filter. The pop filter is the most important element of these three, as it prevents plosives from making your audio sound unprofessional. If you don't know what a plosive is, it's basically like a big smack of air into the mic when you say a sound like puh or buh. Here's a sample with the pop filter on. What's poppin' YouTube? Today we're back with another Minecraft PvP banger. And here's with it off. What's poppin' YouTube? Today we're back with another Minecraft PvP banger. Many microphones come with mic stands, which are fine, but also pick up vibrations from your keyboard as you speak. Boom arms are the solution to this problem and also allow you to easily adjust your microphone, giving you the flexibility to have it out of the way or stand up to record if you so choose. Some people like to drill holes into their table for their boom arm, but I think this is totally unnecessary. My setup consists of a $5 fold-up table as my desk, and I just clamp the boom arm to it with these 2 blocks of wood. It looks really dumb, but I mean, it works, so I'm not gonna complain. The third item is a shock mount, but I don't really know what this does, so you don't need to get one, it's fine. Affiliate links to my pop filter, boom arm, and shock mount will all be in the description if you want to buy them, and like I said earlier, if you buy from these links, I'll take a little cut, so please do that. Now that we have our gear, it's time to set up our recording space. Your microphone should attach to your boom arm, which then should attach to your desk. Depending on the type of pop filter you have, it should either attach to your boom arm or go right over top of your mic. No matter what setup you have, you can probably make it work. Just get creative. like I did. Try to record in a room with carpet so that there's no echo, and close all windows and doors to get rid of any background noise. If your mic is right next to your computer fans, try and move it away either with your boom arm or just by stretching the cable and sliding the mic stand. A lot of YouTubers that I know will record their videos in like a closet because there's clothes all around you leading to better acoustics, but I personally just record in the middle of my room and it works great. Next, it's time to start actually recording, but you're probably wondering where you should be recording your voiceover. Audacity is probably the most popular free option to edit your audio, and you can probably just record also in your video editor of choice, but I personally use Adobe Audition because 1, I already have Adobe's Creative Suite, and 2, there's a really streamlined workflow that I've created that makes it so worth it. I'm gonna show you guys this workflow now, so if you're not planning on using Adobe Audition, then skip to this timestamp in the video. First, create a new multi-track session and make sure your mic is plugged in and everything is set up correctly. If your microphone isn't working, then go to your audio hardware settings in Audition and select your microphone. Then go to the link in the description and install Auto Hotkey, and then also download the script that I have linked underneath it. This script, created by my friend Nick from the Mental Checkpoint YouTube channel, binds 3 keys to speed up our workflow: F1, F2, and F3. Start by hitting Shift Space in Audition to start recording. Then say a couple lines or so of your script and hit F3 to move on to the next line, F1 to redo the current line, and F2 to stop the recording. This is way faster than stopping, deleting, and restarting the entire recording for a bad take. And it's turned my voiceovers from endeavors that take me the entire day to small 20-minute jobs I can grind out like clockwork. Now, remember how I told all of the people not using Audition to skip to this timestamp? Well, they're gonna skip to it and I'm gonna scare them right now. Got you. But anyway, if you're not using Audition, simply hit record in your audio editor of choice, say a few lines of your script, and wait a few seconds before recording the next line. If you mess up, just stop talking for a second and then start again. Keep the recording going until you're totally done, as you'll be able to cut everything up in your video editor of choice later. When you speak into the mic, stand about hang 10 distance away from the mic. If you speak too loudly, your audio is gonna clip and it's gonna sound like shit. Remember to adjust your microphone's gain if needed, which you can do in your mic software or even just on the mic itself if it has a dial for that. Make sure that you talk directly into the mic the whole time and not like to the side of it, or you're gonna sound, again, like shit. Make sure as well that the part of the mic that you're talking into is the correct side. My microphone is a side address condenser mic, which means that you just speak into the front of it. Other microphones like this Rode one are called shotgun mics, which means that you speak into the top of it and not the side. Do your own research on your microphone if needed. Because my boom arm is easily adjustable, I also like to stand up instead of sitting down as I record, as it opens up my diaphragm and makes my voice sound better. Having a nice glass of water near your setup also helps with recording clearer voiceovers. Just don't spill it. As you're recording, make sure you speak clearly, don't mumble, and just be confident. Obviously, don't scream, but just pretend like you're having a conversation with a friend. Slowing down your speech a little helps sell the idea that you're confident and also helps with preventing bad takes. Overall, it's gonna take a while to get this whole process down, but also really try to add inflection to your voice and be interesting. It might help you to practice with a friend and have them roast your public speaking skills if they aren't quite good enough yet. Once you've gotten through your entire script though, just stop recording, save your file, and you've finished your first voiceover, which is crazy because it's not an easy thing to do. But unfortunately, we're not done. Even though, like I said earlier, there's already audio editing being done on my mic through Logitech G Hub, I still like to apply some effects in post. If you're in Audition, start by merging all of your clips by selecting everything, going to clip, and then hitting merge all. Then go to effects, amplitude and compression, and normalize your audio so that everything is as loud as it can possibly be without peaking. Then go to effects again, amplitude and compression, and slap a multi-band compressor on it. Play around with the settings on your compressor to make it sound like you want, but if you want my exact multi-band compressor settings, sign up for my email list, link in the description. This is what my voice sounds like before any audio editing. What is up guys? Today we will be discussing the top 10 reasons why Nate Wealth should be banned. And this is what my voice sounds like after all of this audio editing. What is good guys? Today we will be discussing why Nate Wealth needs to be banned and is a bad YouTuber. Now it's time to cut up all of our audio. If you're using a program that's not Adobe Audition, you'll have to export and pop it into your video editor of choice to slice everything up manually. Or of course you can just do it directly in your audio editor. However, there's an easier way that automatically removes all silence in your voiceovers to make this process way quicker if you're using Adobe Audition. If you're not, then just skip to this timestamp. First, after making sure everything is merged, go into the file, select all with Control A, and go to the diagnostics window. In this window, there's gonna be a button called delete silence. Click it, and if you want my exact settings, then like I've said like 3 or 4 times, sign up for my email list with the link in the description. But otherwise, play around with these numbers to figure out what volume you want to consider silence and what you want to consider dialogue. When you've got that all sorted, hit scan and then mark all to mark anytime you start and stop talking. Next, go to markers, select all of them, and change their type to subclip. Now, press export in Audition to create a WAV file out of the current multi-track session. Then what's cool about this is in Premiere, you can hit import, select your WAV file, and it'll import as individual subclips, all sliced up for you, which makes it way easier to work off of and adjust things as needed. If you're not using Audition, then like I said before, you'll just have to cut up your voiceovers manually, which takes more time, but is definitely doable, and is probably the way most people do. Also, if you need to change anything in your voiceover later, don't re-export the entire audio file, as it may mess up the imported sound bites in your video editor of choice. Instead, make a new file and just import it to your video editor separately. And with that, I guess you're done. But you know what's gonna pair great with this amazing voiceover you just recorded? An amazing video to go right on top of it. So if you're interested in learning how to edit viral videos from a professional video editor, then go click this video next.